Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something so powerful, so transformative, that it has the potential to shape your life in ways you've never imagined. It's not a tool you can buy at a store, nor is it a secret strategy that you'll find in a book. It's something that has always been within you, but it requires your attention, your commitment, and your willingness to change. I'm talking about the way you talk to yourself. The way you speak to yourself every day has the power to either elevate or limit you. It's your inner dialogue that shapes your destiny. Most of the time, we're not even conscious of what we're saying to ourselves, and yet those words, those thoughts are becoming the blueprint for our lives. Imagine for a moment, what if you could speak to yourself like someone who truly believes in your potential? What if your inner dialogue became a voice of encouragement instead of criticism? What if, instead of telling yourself all the reasons you can't succeed, you began to speak life into your dreams? For the next 3 days, I want to challenge you to talk to yourself differently. It may sound simple, but it's one of the most powerful shifts you can make. I want you to speak to yourself with the same love, the same encouragement, the same faith that you would offer to the person you care about most in this world. On day 1, start by recognizing the power of your words. Begin by acknowledging that your self-talk is a direct reflection of your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your emotions, and your emotions shape your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. If your thoughts are negative, your actions will be limited. But if you choose to change your thoughts, you change your world. Start with simple affirmations. Look in the mirror and say, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough. You might not believe it at first, but remember, belief comes through repetition. The more you say it, the more your mind starts to align with that truth. On day 2, it's time to address the negative thoughts that have been holding you back. When you catch yourself thinking something like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, stop right there. Replace those words with a positive declaration. I can't change, I can't do, I would change, I'm not enough to, I am more than enough. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't intentionally plant positive seeds, the weeds of negativity will grow in their place. Remember, the mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. If you feed it negativity, that's what it will produce. If you feed it positivity, that's what it will attract. On day 3, I want you to begin visualizing the person you're becoming. Picture yourself living your dreams, accomplishing your goals, and stepping into your full potential. As you visualize, continue speaking words of affirmation. Tell yourself, I am worthy of success. I am destined for greatness. Say these things out loud, even if you don't feel 100% confident in the moment. The more you speak it, the more you will believe it. Here's the truth, your words are powerful. They have the ability to create or destroy, to build or break. In the next 3 days, I encourage you to begin changing the way you talk to yourself. Talk to yourself like you are the greatest investment you will ever make. Speak with kindness, compassion, and above all, belief in your own potential. What you speak to yourself will become the reality you live. So talk to yourself like you believe in your dreams. Talk to yourself like you are worthy of success. Talk to yourself like you already have everything you need to achieve greatness. If you can commit to this simple but profound practice for just 3 days, you will begin to see changes not just in your thoughts, but in your actions, in your circumstances, and in your life. You have the power within you, and it starts with the words you speak to yourself. Let today be the day you change the narrative. Let today be the day you start talking to yourself like the incredible person you are destined to become. The power of self-talk is one of the most profound forces in our lives, yet it is often overlooked. The way we speak to ourselves determines the way we view ourselves and ultimately the way we experience the world. Each word we speak to ourselves shapes our reality, influencing not just our emotions and thoughts, but our actions and outcomes as well. Often we spend more time thinking and speaking negatively about ourselves than we realize, and those thoughts can have a deep impact on our lives. Self-talk is a conversation we have with ourselves, whether we realize it or not. It's the inner dialogue that runs in our minds when we face challenges, when we set goals, or when we experience any kind of situation. It's the voice that either encourages us to keep going or holds us back with doubt. This dialogue can either empower us to step into our full potential, or it can trap us in cycles of fear and limitation. Imagine for a moment the impact of constant negativity. If you tell yourself over and over, I'm not good enough, I'm too old, I can't do this, those words become self-fulfilling prophecies. Your mind in its subconscious state believes whatever you repeatedly tell it. It doesn't differentiate between truth and lies, it simply takes your words as instructions for your life. As a result, you may hold yourself back, avoid taking risks, or shrink away from opportunities, all because of the story you've been telling yourself. But the opposite is equally true. When you begin to speak words of encouragement, affirmation, and possibility to yourself, you shift your perspective and your actions. Positive self-talk opens the door to a whole new world of potential. When you say, I am capable, I am deserving, I am strong enough, your mind begins to believe it. You start to see yourself as someone who can rise to challenges, someone who is worthy of success and happiness, someone who has the power to make things happen. With this new mindset, you begin to act with confidence, take bold steps, and pursue your dreams with renewed vigor. The power of self-talk doesn't just affect how we feel emotionally or mentally, it also has a direct impact on our physical state. Studies have shown that the thoughts and beliefs we hold about ourselves can affect our health, energy levels, and even our physical appearance. When you speak positively to yourself, your body responds. You carry yourself with more confidence, your stress levels decrease, and you feel more energized. On the other hand, negative self-talk has the opposite effect. It increases stress, lowers energy, and can even contribute to physical ailments. It's not just your mind that responds to your words, it's your body too. Self-talk also has the power to influence how we relate to others and the world around us. If you consistently tell yourself that you're not worthy of love, success, or respect, that belief will reflect in the way you interact with people. You may unconsciously push others away, settle for less, or allow others to treat you in ways that are not in alignment with your value. On the other hand, when you speak to yourself as if you are deserving of the very best, you attract better relationships, better opportunities, and a greater level of respect from others. The way you speak to yourself sets the tone for how the world treats you. It's important to realize that self-talk is not something that happens by accident. It's a habit that we form over time, often without even thinking about it. But just as you can form negative habits, you can also cultivate positive ones. It starts with awareness. Begin to pay attention to the thoughts and words that pass through your mind. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they encouraging or critical? Recognizing the negative patterns in your self-talk is the first step toward transformation. Once you've identified them, you can start replacing those thoughts with ones that serve you. One of the most powerful tools to reshape your self-talk is the practice of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself designed to challenge and overcome negative beliefs. They help to reprogram your subconscious mind and shift your thinking toward what you want to create in your life. For example, instead of saying, I'm not good enough to succeed, replace it with, I am capable of achieving greatness. When you repeat these affirmations consistently, they begin to take root in your subconscious mind, and eventually they become part of your identity. It's important to understand that changing your self-talk is not an overnight process. It requires consistency, patience, and persistence, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you begin to speak to yourself with the love, respect, and belief that you deserve, you create a powerful force within you, a force that propels you forward, that helps you break through barriers, that encourages you to pursue your dreams with conviction. Your self-talk can either be the thing that limits you or the thing that sets you free. The choice is yours. You hold the pen to your own story. You are the author of your life, and the words you speak to yourself are the foundation of that story. Speak life. Speak possibility. Speak greatness. When you do, you will see the world around you begin to change. Because when you change the way you talk to yourself, you change the way you live your life. Self-talk is not just a casual conversation we have with ourselves. It is a blueprint, a design, a map that guides us toward our future. The words we speak to ourselves, often so quietly and so frequently that we don't even recognize them, create the framework upon which our lives are built. Just as an architect sketches out the foundation and structure of a building, the words we use in our self-talk lay the foundation for our success, happiness, and fulfillment. Every every thought we entertain and every word we speak to ourselves is like a stroke of a pen on a piece of paper, adding another layer to the blueprint of who we are becoming. If the blueprint is filled with negative thoughts, doubts, and limitations, then that is exactly what we are constructing in our lives and existence, built on insecurity, fear, and self-imposed barriers. But when we choose to fill the blueprint with thoughts of possibility, self-worth, and courage, we are designing a future that is empowered, limitless, and full of potential. Many people don't realize how powerful their self-talk is in shaping their lives. They live unconsciously, allowing the negative voices and limiting beliefs that have been formed over time to dictate their behavior and choices. These limiting thoughts become the blueprints of their daily reality. If you tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," that becomes your blueprint, and you unconsciously make decisions that align with that belief. You might hold back from pursuing your dreams, hesitate in taking risks, or settle for less than you deserve because your inner blueprint is rooted in doubt and fear. But imagine if you could rewrite that blueprint. Imagine if instead of hearing the voice of doubt and limitation, you heard the voice of strength and possibility. If you begin to speak words of encouragement to yourself, you are constructing a new foundation. You might say, "I am capable, I am worthy of success, I have the strength to overcome any challenge." These affirmations are not mere words, they are the blueprints for a life of resilience, success, and personal growth. As you begin to speak more powerfully to yourself, your mind starts to reflect those thoughts in your actions. When you choose positive self-talk, you are laying down the structural pillars of your life. You are telling your subconscious mind exactly what you want to build. Over time, your subconscious will start to make decisions that align with this new design. It will start to push you toward opportunities, toward actions, and toward the people who align with your new blueprint. In the same way an architect doesn't leave the design of a building to chance, your future is no longer left to randomness. You begin to take control by deliberately shaping your thoughts, words, and actions in alignment with your goals. Consider the example of someone who repeatedly tells themselves, "I can't do this, I'm not smart enough," or "I'm not lucky." This is the blueprint they are creating for themselves. It's a life that is constrained by their own self-doubt. But when someone begins to speak a different narrative, when they start saying, "I am learning, I am capable, and I am growing every day," they begin to shift the blueprint they are creating. This shift may be small at first, but over time it becomes profound. The thoughts they once held about their limitations are replaced with thoughts of empowerment. The actions they take reflect this new belief system, and soon their entire life follows the path of the new blueprint. Blueprints are also flexible. If you spent years with a negative self-talk pattern, that's okay. You have the power to change it at any moment. The beauty of this blueprint is that it can be redrawn, refined, and restructured. The past doesn't define your future unless you allow it to. The blueprint you have for your life today can be entirely different tomorrow if you choose to change the way you talk to yourself. The key is to begin building a new narrative, one where you speak to yourself with compassion, with belief, and with intention. Consider the stories of individuals who have overcome tremendous obstacles in their lives. Whether they were told they couldn't succeed, they weren't smart enough, or they didn't have the resources, many of them turned those negative blueprints into stories of triumph. They chose to rewrite their self-talk, believing they could do the impossible. Their internal conversations became filled with hope, courage, and determination. And this internal shift was not only reflected in their thoughts, but also in their actions. They took the steps necessary to create a new reality because their blueprint had changed. The idea of self-talk as a blueprint is not just theoretical, it is grounded in real-world results. When you consistently engage in positive self-talk, you are essentially redesigning your future. The words you use set the tone for the energy you bring into the world. When your self-talk is filled with affirmations of worth, success, and growth, it drives you to take actions that lead to fulfillment. You begin to make choices that align with who you want to become, and you move closer to your goals. This blueprint building process requires consistency. Just as an architect spends time meticulously designing every detail of a building, you must spend time crafting the design of your life. Changing your self-talk is a practice, one that takes effort, mindfulness, and repetition. It might not be easy at first, especially if you're used to a lifetime of negative thoughts and self-doubt. But with consistent effort, You begin to rewrite your inner dialogue. And as you do, you will see your life begin to shift in powerful ways. Self-talk is the language of your subconscious mind. It is the internal message that drives your behavior and shapes your reality. The more intentional and positive you are with your self-talk, the more aligned your blueprint becomes with the person you are striving to become. This process is a deliberate and powerful one, and when you understand that your words are not just fleeting thoughts but the foundation upon which your life is built, you gain an entirely new level of control over your destiny. So, if you want to change your life, start by changing your self-talk. Start by intentionally designing a blueprint that reflects the future you want to create. Your words matter more than you think. They are the blueprint for your destiny. Just speak with purpose, speak with vision. Speak with belief, and watch your life transform. Positivity is one of the most powerful forces we can harness in our lives, yet it's often underestimated in its potential to change our circumstances. The role of positivity goes far beyond mere optimism or having a good attitude. It is a transformative energy that can shape the trajectory of our lives, influence our mental and emotional health, and attract success, happiness, and opportunities. At its core, positivity is not just about seeing the glass as half full. It's about creating the mental, emotional, and physical conditions necessary for growth, resilience, and achievement. Positivity is a mindset, a way of looking at the world that allows you to see challenges as opportunities and setbacks as stepping stones. It's about training your mind to seek solutions rather than dwell on problems, to focus on what you can control rather than what you can't, and to believe in your ability to overcome obstacles. The first and most immediate effect of positivity is how it impacts your mindset. A positive attitude doesn't just improve your mood in the moment, it reprograms the way you approach life. When you think positively, you begin to see the possibilities around you. Instead of thinking this is too hard or I can't do this, you start thinking, what can I learn from this, or how can I grow from this experience? This shift in thinking not only opens your mind to new solutions, but also makes you more adaptable to change, more creative in problem solving, and more willing to take risks. Positive thinking has a profound impact on our physical health as well. Studies have shown that maintaining a positive outlook can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, improve immune function, and increase longevity. This is not merely a psychological benefit. Positivity literally changes the way our bodies respond to the world. When we approach challenges with optimism, our bodies release endorphins and other feel-good chemicals that reduce tension and promote overall well-being. On the other hand, negativity, stress, and worry trigger the release of stress hormones, which can weaken the immune system, increase inflammation, and contribute to various health problems. So when you embrace a positive mindset, you're not only strengthening your mental resilience, you're also taking steps to protect your physical health. Positivity also plays a pivotal role in attracting the people, resources, and opportunities you need to succeed. Like attracts like. When you radiate positive energy, you become a magnet for positivity in all its forms. People are naturally drawn to those who exude optimism and confidence. Opportunities present themselves more readily to those who believe they are worthy of success and actively seek ways to make things happen. This is not simply about being lucky. It's about creating a self-fulfilling cycle where your positive outlook leads to positive outcomes. The more you expect good things to happen, the more you notice them and take action toward them. Positivity builds resilience. Life is full of setbacks, disappointments, and challenges. No one is exempt from facing difficulties, but it's the way we respond to these hardships that determines the course of our lives. When we adopt a positive mindset, we approach difficulties with a sense of curiosity and optimism rather than fear or defeat. Instead of feeling paralyzed by setbacks, we look for ways to grow from them, learn from our mistakes, and keep moving forward. Positivity doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to believe in the possibility of a better outcome, even in the face of adversity. It's the mental attitude that says, this may be tough, but I am tougher and I will find a way to keep going. The role of positivity is also deeply intertwined with self-belief. When you think positively, you cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth. You start to see yourself not as a victim of circumstances, but as a person with the power to shape your future. positive self-talk, which is an essential part of maintaining a positive outlook, reinforces the belief that you are capable, valuable, and deserving of success. The more you affirm your strengths, your talents, and your potential, the more confident and empowered you become. This sense of self-belief propels you forward, helping you face challenges head-on and pursue your goals with determination. Positive thinking also helps you develop a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that intelligence, abilities, and talents are not fixed traits, but can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. Positivity reinforces this belief. When you approach life with a positive attitude, you're more likely to see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than as a permanent setback. This mindset makes you more willing to try new things, take risks, and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. And it's through this constant growth and expansion that we reach our fullest potential. Another critical role of positivity is its ability to improve our relationships. Positive people are more likely to form healthy, supportive, and lasting relationships. The energy you radiate influences how others perceive and interact with you. When you approach others with kindness, understanding, and a positive attitude, you create an environment of trust and cooperation. Positivity fosters connection, compassion, and empathy, all of which are essential ingredients for strong, meaningful relationships. Conversely, negativity often breeds tension, conflict, and isolation. By choosing to engage with the world positively, you not only improve your own life, but also positively impact the lives of those around you. In the professional realm, positivity is a critical component of leadership and success. Leaders who maintain a positive outlook, even in the face of challenges, inspire and motivate their teams. Positivity fosters collaboration, innovation, and productivity. When a leader demonstrates resilience and optimism, they set the tone for the entire team, creating a culture of growth, perseverance, and success. Employees, colleagues, and partners are more likely to feel engaged and motivated when they are surrounded by a positive and encouraging environment. The role of positivity in leadership is not just about being nice, it's about creating the conditions that enable people to thrive, be their best, and achieve great things together. The role of positivity is essential in every aspect of our lives, from our personal growth and relationships to our health and career. It is the force that empowers us to overcome obstacles, take risks, and pursue our dreams with confidence. When we cultivate a positive mindset, we unlock our potential and create a life that is full of opportunity, fulfillment, and success. Positivity doesn't just improve our experience of the world, it transforms the world we experience. It is the energy that propels us forward, the belief that we can and will succeed, and the unwavering conviction that no matter what happens, we are capable of handling it and growing from it. It's the mindset that says, I will rise, and in that belief, we find the strength to do so. Breaking negative cycles is one of the most profound acts of personal transformation we can undertake. Negative cycles are patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that seem to repeat themselves, often without us fully realizing they are happening. These cycles create a kind of momentum where the same limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging actions, or unhealthy habits continue to shape our reality, often trapping us in a cycle of frustration, self-doubt, and stagnation. The challenge is recognizing that these cycles exist and then taking deliberate, consistent action to break free from them. But the rewards are immense freedom, empowerment, and the ability to create new, more positive patterns that align with the life we truly want to live. At the heart of negative cycles is often a thought pattern, an inner narrative that repeats over and over again. It might be a belief like, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or I'm destined to fail. These thoughts arise out of past experiences, conditioning, or fears, and once they take root in the mind, they begin to influence the way we see ourselves, others, and the world. The problem is that our thoughts shape our feelings, and our feelings, in turn, drive our actions. So if we are constantly thinking that we're not capable or that success is out of reach, we begin to feel discouraged, unworthy, or helpless, and we act in ways that reflect those feelings, avoiding opportunities, not taking risks, or procrastinating. And name a few. When we engage in negative self-talk, it reinforces these feelings of inadequacy. It becomes a vicious cycle where one negative thought leads to another, and before we know it, we're stuck in a loop of self-defeat. The longer we stay in this cycle, the harder it becomes to break free, because the mind becomes conditioned to see the world through a lens of limitation, fear, and doubt. Our perception of reality is colored by the constant reinforcement of these negative beliefs, and the more we think them, the more they feel like truth. But the truth is, these negative patterns are not a reflection of our actual potential. They are simply the result of the repetitive nature of our thinking. Breaking a negative cycle begins with awareness. We must first recognize that we are trapped in a pattern of thought, behavior, or emotion that is not serving us. This requires mindfulness and self-reflection, being willing to step back and observe our thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment. Once we become aware of the cycle, we can start to challenge it. This may feel uncomfortable at first because we've been living with these negative thoughts for so long that they've become part of our identity. But awareness is the first key to breaking the cycle, because once we see it, we can begin to disrupt it. The next step is to actively shift our thoughts. The mind is highly suggestible, and while it can be difficult to change deeply ingrained thought patterns, it is possible with consistent effort. This is where the practice of replacing negative thoughts with positive ones comes into play. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never succeed," we can choose to think, "I am capable of overcoming challenges," or "I have the skills and the drive to succeed." These new thoughts don't just counter the negative ones, they begin to create a new blueprint for the mind, one that is rooted in possibility and empowerment. It's important to understand that changing thought patterns doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistent practice, especially when those old, familiar thoughts start creeping back in. But with repetition, new thought patterns can begin to take root. And over time, they will replace the old, limiting beliefs. The mind, like a garden, needs to be tended to. If we continue to plant positive, empowering thoughts, they will grow and flourish. Eventually, these thoughts will become automatic, and the negative cycles will begin to fade away. Another critical step in breaking negative cycles is to take action. Our thoughts and emotions drive our actions, but our actions also influence our thoughts and emotions. If we're trapped in a negative cycle, it's likely that we're avoiding certain actions, whether it's taking risks, facing our fears, or stepping outside our comfort zones. But when we begin to take action, even small steps, it disrupts the negative pattern. For example, if we're afraid of failure, taking a small calculated risk can help us break through that fear. Each positive action we take challenges the cycle of avoidance, and each success, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that we are capable and worthy of success. Action is a powerful antidote to stagnation. When we make progress, even incremental, it shifts our perception of ourselves and our potential. Each step forward builds momentum, and this momentum helps us build confidence, overcome fear, and strengthen our belief in our ability to change. It's often the act of doing something, anything, that creates the shift needed to break free from a negative cycle. In addition to shifting our thoughts and taking action, it's essential to develop new habits and routines that support our growth. Negative cycles often form when we fall into unproductive routines, habits that reinforce limiting beliefs or keep us stuck in a state of inaction. Breaking these cycles requires replacing old, unhelpful habits with new ones that align with our goals and aspirations. For example, if you're used to waking up late and rushing through the day in a state of stress and overwhelm, a positive change might be setting a new morning routine that includes time for self-care, planning, and intention setting. These small changes may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they can create a new rhythm in your life, one that supports your growth and helps you break free from the negative cycles. Another key to breaking negative cycles is to practice self-compassion. We are often our harshest critics, and when we fall back into old patterns or fail to make progress as quickly as we would like, we can become discouraged and beat ourselves up. However, self-compassion allows us to approach ourselves with understanding and patience. It's important to recognize that breaking negative cycles takes time, and there will be setbacks along the way. But instead of judging ourselves for not being perfect, we can choose to encourage ourselves, forgive ourselves, and keep moving forward. This attitude of self-compassion helps us stay motivated and resilient, even when things don't go according to plan. The support from others can also play a crucial role in breaking negative cycles. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a support group, having people who believe in us and encourage us can provide the accountability and motivation we need to stay on track. Sometimes breaking negative cycles requires external perspectives. Others can often see things more clearly than we can, and their encouragement can help us push through moments of doubt or frustration. Breaking negative cycles is about taking responsibility for our own lives and choosing to change. It requires awareness, action, patience, and a willingness to face our fears. By changing the way we think, act, and approach challenges, we can break free from the self-imposed limitations that have been holding us back. It's not easy, but it is possible. And the reward is a life of greater freedom, purpose, and fulfillment, one that is no longer defined by the cycles of negativity, but by the empowering choices we make each day. Self-awareness and accountability are two of the most essential qualities for personal growth and transformation. They form the bedrock upon which meaningful change can occur. Without self-awareness, we remain blind to our patterns, our motivations, and the areas of our lives that need improvement. Without accountability, we risk losing focus, direction, and the drive to take consistent action toward our goals. Together, they create a powerful combination that not only helps us identify the changes we need to make, but also empowers us to follow through on those changes with integrity and determination. Self-awareness is the ability to reflect on our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions with clarity and honesty. It means having a deep understanding of who we are, what drives us, and where we are in our personal journey. It requires an openness to examine our strengths and weaknesses without judgment and to confront the truth about ourselves, even when it's uncomfortable. The more self-aware we are, the better we can identify the habits, attitudes, and beliefs that shape our lives. We begin to see how our actions align or don't align with our true desires and values. A lack of self-awareness, on the other hand, leaves us disconnected from ourselves. We go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations without fully understanding why we feel or act the way we do. This often leads to self-sabotage, where we unintentionally hold ourselves back from success or happiness because we are not aware of the internal blocks that are driving our decisions. Without self-awareness, we are like a ship without a compass, drifting aimlessly, often confused about why things aren't working out the way we hoped. The first step in developing self-awareness is introspection. This could mean journaling, meditating, or simply taking quiet time to reflect on our thoughts and actions. When we engage in introspection, we create space to examine our inner world. We begin to notice the patterns that have been running the show, patterns of negative thinking, self-doubt, or perhaps perfectionism. By noticing these tendencies, we can make more conscious choices instead of reacting automatically based on old habits. This self-awareness helps us understand why we make the decisions we do, why we react to stress in a certain way, or why we're drawn to certain relationships or opportunities. It opens the door to the possibility of change because it allows us to see the full picture of who we are and what is holding us back. Once we develop greater self-awareness, the next critical step is accountability. Accountability is the practice of holding ourselves responsible for our actions, choices, and results. It is the willingness to answer to ourselves and to others for the commitments we make and the goals we set. Accountability ensures that we stay on track, take consistent action, and remain committed to our personal growth. Without accountability, we may set lofty goals or make promises to ourselves, but without the discipline to follow through, we often fall short. True accountability goes beyond just checking off tasks on a to-do list. It's about being honest with ourselves about our progress, acknowledging when we fall short, and adjusting our approach when necessary. It's easy to get discouraged or make excuses when things don't go as planned, but accountability helps us rise above the temptation to avoid responsibility. It teaches us to take ownership of our choices and to recognize that we have the power to create change in our lives. One of the challenges with accountability is that it often requires us to face uncomfortable truths. It may involve confronting the fact that we haven't been as committed to our goals as we thought, or that we've been procrastinating or making excuses. But the beauty of accountability is that it provides us with the clarity and motivation to course correct. It prevents us from getting stuck in denial or self-deception, and it pushes us to be more disciplined, focused, and proactive in our pursuit of success. Accountability also plays a key role in helping us develop greater self-discipline. When we are accountable to ourselves, we make a commitment to take consistent, deliberate action toward our goals. We no longer allow distractions, excuses, or procrastination to derail our progress. This discipline doesn't come easily. It requires setting clear intentions, breaking down our goals into manageable steps, and following through even when it's difficult. But the rewards of accountability are immense. By holding ourselves accountable, we gain the confidence that we are capable of achieving what we set out to do. While self-awareness and accountability are powerful on their own, they become even more effective when we share them with others. Having an external source of accountability, whether a mentor, coach, or trusted friend, adds an extra layer of motivation and support. When we share our goals with someone else and ask them to check in on our progress, we are more likely to stay committed and take consistent action. External accountability also provides valuable feedback, which can help us gain new insights or perspectives on our progress. Being accountable to someone else fosters a sense of responsibility beyond ourselves. It makes our commitments feel more real, because we are not just letting ourselves down, we are letting down someone else who is invested in our success. This external support can be a powerful motivator, especially during times of self-doubt or when the path to our goals feels challenging. It's important to remember that accountability isn't about seeking external validation or pressure. It's about self-respect and integrity. True accountability comes from within. When we hold ourselves accountable, we are affirming our commitment to our own personal growth and success. It is a sign of maturity and strength, as it requires us to take ownership of our actions, acknowledge our shortcomings, and take responsibility for the outcomes we experience. Another critical aspect of accountability is that it encourages us to be consistent. Building habits that support our growth requires sustained effort over time. Without consistency, progress is slow and momentum is hard to build. Accountability helps us stay consistent by reminding us of our commitments and keeping us focused on the bigger picture. It pushes us to show up every day, even when we don't feel like it, and to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. Self-awareness and accountability also work together to strengthen our ability to learn and grow. When we are self-aware, we can honestly assess our strengths and areas for improvement. This honest self-reflection makes it easier to set realistic, achievable goals. And when we hold ourselves accountable, we stay motivated to take the actions necessary to achieve those goals. If we don't make the progress we'd hoped for, accountability ensures that we reflect on what went wrong and make adjustments. It becomes a feedback loop that propels us forward, allowing us to learn from our mistakes, refine our strategies, and ultimately improve our performance. By developing both self-awareness and accountability, we create a powerful foundation for lasting change. These qualities enable us to take control of our lives, make more intentional choices, and cultivate the habits and behaviors necessary for success. When we are honest with ourselves about where we are and where we want to go, and when we hold ourselves accountable to our actions, we take ownership of our future. We no longer wait for change to happen, we make it happen. The mind's influence on the body is an extraordinary and often underestimated connection. What happens in the mind doesn't stay in the mind, it manifests in the body, shaping not only how we feel, but also our physical health. The mind and body are not separate entities, they are intricately linked, constantly exchanging information and influencing each other in ways we are only beginning to fully understand. When we acknowledge the profound power the mind has over the body, we can begin to harness it for healing, vitality, and overall well-being. At the most basic level, the mind affects the body through the nervous system. The brain, which is the central command center, sends signals throughout the body to control virtually every process, from muscle movements to organ functions. When we experience stress or anxiety, the brain sends signals that activate the body's fight or flight response. This leads to physiological changes such as increased heart rate, tightened muscles, and elevated levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. In the short term, this response can be beneficial. It helps us react quickly to danger or threat. However, when this response is activated repeatedly or prolonged, it can lead to chronic health problems such as high blood pressure, digestive issues, and weakened immunity. This is where the power of the mind becomes most apparent. The way we think, our perceptions, and the mental habits we develop can either contribute to or alleviate physical stress on the body. On the flip side, positive thoughts and emotions have an equally profound impact on physical health. When we experience feelings of joy, love, gratitude, or calm, the brain releases chemicals like serotonin and endorphins, which are often referred to as feel-good hormones. These chemicals reduce stress and inflammation in the body, lower blood pressure, and promote a sense of well-being. Research has shown that people with positive outlooks tend to recover more quickly from illness, have stronger immune systems, and experience less pain. The body is not just reacting to external stimuli, but is directly shaped by the mental and emotional state we cultivate. This shows us that our thoughts and emotions are not merely abstract experiences, they are real forces that affect the physical world. The mind's influence also extends to the immune system, a critical component of our physical health. When we are under chronic stress or trapped in negative thought patterns, our immune system becomes weakened. This can make us more susceptible to illness, delay healing, and slow down recovery from injury. On the other hand, cultivating a positive, relaxed, and calm mindset can strengthen the immune system, helping the body fend off disease and recover faster. Studies have found that people who practice mindfulness, meditation, and relaxation techniques have better immune function, lower inflammation, and reduced risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease and cancer. The mind, through its emotional and mental states, can either enhance or diminish the body's ability to protect and heal itself. The connection between the mind and body also becomes evident in the field of psychosomatic medicine, which looks at how psychological factors influence physical health. The body often speaks the language of mind, and many physical ailments can be traced back to mental and emotional causes. For instance, chronic stress and unresolved emotional issues can manifest as physical symptoms such as headaches, back pain, digestive disorders, or even skin conditions. The body, in a sense, communicates the tension, anxiety, or grief that resides in the mind. This is why emotional healing and mental well-being are crucial components of physical healing. It's not enough to simply treat the symptoms on the surface. The root causes of these physical manifestations often lie in our thoughts and emotions. The power of belief, what we think to be true, has a profound impact on our health. The placebo effect, where people experience real physical improvements after receiving a treatment that has no therapeutic value, is a prime example of the mind's ability to influence the body. When people believe they are receiving effective treatment, their minds can trigger real physiological changes. This suggests that our beliefs about our health, illness, or ability to heal can directly impact our recovery. Similarly, negative beliefs such as the belief that we are doomed to suffer or that healing is impossible can inhibit our ability to recover or even exacerbate symptoms. Our beliefs shape the body's response, for better or for worse. In addition to emotional and psychological factors, the mind also plays a key role in physical performance. Athletes, for example, are taught to visualize success and perform mental rehearsals of their actions before executing them. The mental image of success can activate the same neural pathways in the brain as the actual physical performance, preparing the body for action. Similarly, when the mind is focused and confident, the body performs better. But when doubt or anxiety creeps in, it can impair physical performance. This is why mindset training is such a significant aspect of athletic performance. By cultivating a positive mental state, athletes can improve their outcomes, recover more quickly from setbacks, and maintain their motivation. The mind's influence on the body is also evident in chronic conditions where mental attitudes and stress management can play a critical role in how the body copes with long-term illness. Conditions such as chronic pain, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, and even conditions like asthma or diabetes are affected by the mental and emotional states of those who suffer from them. People who approach their health with a positive attitude, who learn to manage stress effectively, and who practice self-compassion often report better management of chronic conditions. This highlights the mind's ability to shape not just our response to illness, but also our actual experience of it. A person's perception of their illness, their level of hope, and their emotional resilience can all influence by intensely they feel pain and how well they recover from chronic conditions. The mind-body connection can also be seen in the practice of mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness helps individuals become more aware of their thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations, which can reduce stress and lead to greater emotional and physical health. Meditation has been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, improve sleep, and even enhance immune function. By calming the mind, we reduce the body's stress response and allow for healing and restoration. It's not just about relaxing, it's about creating a mental environment that supports the body's natural processes of recovery and healing. The mind's influence over the body is also seen in the field of biofeedback and relaxation therapies. These practices teach individuals to become aware of and control physiological functions such as heart rate, blood pressure, and muscle tension through mental focus and relaxation techniques. By developing awareness of these functions, people can learn to consciously influence them, reducing stress and promoting physical well-being. For example, through biofeedback, a person with chronic pain can learn to reduce muscle tension and decrease pain levels through focused mental effort. These practices demonstrate that the mind can indeed influence the body's physiological state in real time, promoting healing and comfort. The mind's influence on the body is not just a passive phenomenon, it is an active, dynamic relationship. The thoughts, emotions, and beliefs we hold within our mind shape the way our bodies respond to the world. Whether we are cultivating a positive mindset or succumbing to stress and negativity, we are constantly affecting our physical well-being. Understanding this connection gives us the power to harness our mental state in ways that support our health, vitality, and overall happiness. When we learn to balance and nurture both mind and body, we unlock the full potential for healing, growth, and wellness. Affirmations and visualization are two powerful tools that can significantly impact our mental and emotional well-being, as well as our physical reality. Both are rooted in the idea that our thoughts and beliefs shape the world around us, and by consciously directing these thoughts, we can create the life we desire. When practiced regularly, affirmations and visualization can help reprogram the subconscious mind, shift limiting beliefs, and align our internal state with our external goals. They are not just feel-good practices, but are deeply rooted in neuroscience, psychology, and the principles of manifestation. Affirmations are positive, present tense statements that reflect the life traits or outcomes you wish to experience. They are designed to counteract the negative, self-limiting thoughts that often dominate our inner dialogue. These negative thoughts, born out of fear, past trauma, or societal conditioning, hold us back from reaching our full potential. Affirmations work by intentionally replacing these negative beliefs with empowering ones. For example, instead of thinking, I am not good enough to achieve my dreams, an affirmation might be, I am worthy and capable of achieving everything I desire. Repeating such statements regularly helps shift our mental focus away from scarcity and limitation towards abundance and possibility. But affirmations do more than just change the way we think. They begin to alter the way we feel and act. Our thoughts directly influence our emotions, and our emotions in turn guide our behavior. When we affirm positive statements, we trigger a shift in our emotional state. This shift makes it easier to take the actions needed to create the life we want. For example, if you constantly affirm, I am confident and capable, you begin to feel more self-assured and empowered. This emotional shift compels you to take actions that reflect this newfound confidence, whether it's speaking up in meetings, pursuing new opportunities, or facing challenges with a positive mindset. Over time, this cycle reinforces itself, and what once felt like a distant goal becomes an everyday reality. One of the most important aspects of affirmations is consistency. For affirmations to be truly effective, they need to be practiced daily with intention and belief. It's easy to say something once and expect immediate results, but affirmations work over time, much like training a muscle. Initially, the mind may resist the new thoughts, especially if they are in direct contrast to deeply ingrained beliefs or past experiences. But with consistent repetition, the affirmations start to take root in the subconscious mind, gradually displacing negative programming and creating new neural pathways that support positive thinking and behavior. The more frequently we speak positive affirmations, the more deeply they become embedded in our thought patterns, ultimately transforming the way we see ourselves and the world around us. Visualization works hand in hand with affirmations. It is the practice of mentally picturing the desired outcomes you want to achieve, vividly imagining yourself already living the life you aspire to. While affirmations focus on changing the way we speak and think, visualization targets the mind's eye, immersing it in the experience of success. The human brain does not distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. This means that when you visualize yourself achieving a goal, whether it's landing a job, completing a marathon, or building a successful business, the brain begins to treat that imagined experience as if it were already happening. It strengthens the neural connections related to that activity, helping you feel as though you've already accomplished what you desire. Visualization engages the brain's mirror neurons, which play a key role in our ability to learn by observing. When you visualize yourself performing an action, such as giving a successful presentation or running a race, your brain fires the same neurons as if you were actually performing that action in real life. This neural activation makes it easier for you to execute the desired behavior when the time comes. Additionally, visualization helps to reduce anxiety and self-doubt, as it allows you to mentally rehearse the experience. The more you visualize success, the less intimidating the actual task becomes, because your mind already has a template for success. Like affirmations, the effectiveness of visualization is amplified when it is practiced consistently. The more often you imagine your goals in vivid detail, the more your mind begins to believe that these outcomes are possible, making it easier for you to take the necessary actions in real life. Whether you are picturing yourself succeeding in an interview, making a sale, or living a healthy lifestyle, the act of visualization helps to create a sense of certainty and clarity about your goals, making them feel more attainable. The combination of affirmations and visualization is incredibly powerful because together they synchronize the mind and body in pursuit of a common goal. While affirmations help to shift your internal narrative and boost your emotional state, visualization allows you to see that success in action. The two practices support each other. Affirmations strengthen your belief in your ability to achieve your vision, while visualization makes that belief feel real and tangible. These practices are particularly useful when we are trying to overcome challenges, break through mental blocks, or rewire negative thought patterns. For instance, someone who struggles with self-doubt or imposter syndrome can use affirmations like, "I am capable and deserving of my success," and combine them with visualizations of their achievements. This alignment of thoughts, words, and mental imagery gradually shifts the subconscious programming, allowing the person to break free from limiting beliefs and step into their full potential. Another area where affirmations and visualization can be especially effective is in the context of health and healing. The mind has a profound impact on the body, and by consciously focusing on healing, health, and vitality, we can improve our physical well-being. If someone is recovering from an illness or injury, they can use affirmations such as, "My body is healing with every passing day," and visualize their body becoming strong and healthy. This mental focus on healing activates the body's natural restorative processes, reduces stress, and boosts the immune system. In fact, studies have shown that people who practice positive affirmations and visualization techniques experience faster recovery times and greater overall well-being. Visualization is also a key tool for those seeking to manifest their goals or attract opportunities into their lives. The law of attraction, which is based on the premise that like attracts like, teaches that we draw into our lives whatever we focus on most. By consistently visualizing the life you want, whether it's a successful career, meaningful relationships, or financial abundance, you align your energy with that vision, sending out a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive it. The clearer and more vivid your mental picture, the stronger your attraction becomes. However, it's essential to pair visualization with actionable steps toward your goal. While visualization creates the mental and emotional framework for success, it's the actions you take that bring your vision to life in the physical world. Affirmations and visualization can be especially powerful when faced with adversity, in times of difficulty when the road ahead seems unclear or challenging. These practices provide a sense of direction and purpose. They help you stay grounded in the belief that you are capable of overcoming obstacles and achieving your desired outcomes. The mind's ability to imagine success and focus on positive possibilities can provide the strength and resilience needed to face challenges head-on. It reminds us that our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions are powerful forces that can shape the course of our lives, no matter how tough the journey may seem. Affirmations and visualization are not just about wishful thinking or escaping reality. They are about actively shaping the reality we want to experience. They help us rewire the brain, build confidence, and align our mind, body, and emotions with our goals. By consistently practicing these tools, we create new neural pathways that lead to positive action, personal growth, and the fulfillment of our highest potential. In a world where we are often bombarded by negativity and uncertainty, affirmations and visualization offer us a chance to reclaim control over our lives and intentionally create the future we desire. Embracing your worth is a fundamental journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It is the recognition of your inherent value, the understanding that you are enough just as you are, and that you deserve all the good things life has to offer. In a world that often places conditions on love, success, and acceptance, learning to embrace your worth is an act of radical self-love and a powerful step toward living a life of fulfillment and purpose. For many of us, embracing our worth is not an instinctive process. It's something that needs to be nurtured, especially when we've been conditioned to believe that our value is tied to external factors, achievements, approval from others, or comparisons to people we admire. We've been taught to focus on what we lack, what we could improve, and what we haven't yet attained, rather than celebrating the abundance of who we already are. The constant measuring up to societal standards, family expectations, or cultural ideals creates a disconnection from the authentic self. We forget that we are worthy simply by being alive, by being human. The journey toward embracing your worth requires a shift in mindset. It's about letting go of self-judgment and the inner critic that constantly points out perceived flaws and imperfections. This inner voice, often born from past experiences or negative conditioning, has a powerful hold over our self-image and self-esteem. For years, many of us internalize this critical voice, believing that we are only as valuable as our productivity, our appearance, or our achievements. But the truth is that worth doesn't come from external validation, it comes from within. True worth is not conditional, it's intrinsic. To embrace your worth, you first need to recognize that you are enough as you are right now. You don't need to wait until you have more success, look a certain way, or achieve a particular goal to be deserving of love, happiness, or respect. Worth is not something to be earned, it's something to be acknowledged. It's important to begin by affirming to yourself that you are worthy of love, care, and kindness, regardless of any imperfections or mistakes. This affirmation is not just a nice sentiment, it's a powerful shift in the way you perceive yourself. When you believe you are worthy, you begin to act in alignment with that belief, making choices that honor your value, your needs, and your desires. One of the most transformative steps in embracing your worth is letting go of the need for external validation. For so long, we have relied on the approval of others to feel seen, valued, and validated. We seek affirmation from family, friends, colleagues, or social media, and when that approval isn't forthcoming, we feel inadequate. But when you begin to acknowledge that your worth is not dependent on someone else's opinion, you become liberated. You no longer need others to tell you that you are worthy, you already know it. This internal validation frees you from the constant quest for approval and allows you to make decisions based on what is best for you, rather than what others expect or want from you. Learning to embrace your worth also involves letting go of perfectionism, the unrealistic belief that you must be flawless in order to be deserving. Perfectionism is often rooted in the fear of rejection or the desire to avoid failure, but it keeps us trapped in a cycle of self-criticism and exhaustion. When you embrace your worth, you release the need to be perfect. You give yourself permission to make mistakes, to learn and grow, and to not have everything figured out. Your worth is not determined by your achievements or your ability to meet impossible standards. It is simply who you are. Allowing yourself the freedom to be imperfect opens the door to a more authentic and peaceful existence. Another key element of embracing your worth is practicing self-compassion. Too often we are our own harshest critics, judging ourselves more harshly than we would ever judge anyone else. We hold ourselves to unrealistically high standards, expecting ourselves to be strong, flawless, and invulnerable at all times. But embracing your worth means offering yourself the same kindness, understanding, and support that you would offer to a friend in need. It's about recognizing that you are human, that you have strengths and weaknesses, and that both are okay. This self-compassion helps you navigate the ups and downs of life with grace, forgiving yourself when you stumble and reminding yourself that you are deserving of care, especially during moments of struggle. In addition to self-compassion, it's essential to recognize and celebrate your unique qualities. Embracing your worth is also about embracing your individuality. There is no one else like you, and that uniqueness is a vital part of your value. Whether it's your creativity, your kindness, your intelligence, or your sense of humor, these attributes make you special and deserving of love and respect. Too often we compare ourselves to others, wishing we had their talents or attributes, but this only diminishes our sense of self-worth. Celebrating what makes you unique allows you to honor your own path and appreciate the gifts you bring to the world. Part of embracing your worth is setting boundaries that protect your energy, well-being, and peace of mind. When we don't value ourselves, we tend to overextend and allow others to take more than their fair share of our time and resources. We may struggle to say no, fearing that we'll disappoint others or be seen as unkind. But when you embrace your worth, you realize that setting healthy boundaries is a form of self-respect. It's about recognizing that your time, energy, and emotional resources are valuable and that you have the right to prioritize your own needs. Boundaries are not selfish, they are necessary for maintaining your sense of self-worth and protecting your peace. Embracing your worth also means embracing your past with all its ups and downs, triumphs and challenges. Many people struggle with feelings of unworthiness because of past mistakes or experiences, but the truth is, your past does not define your worth. The mistakes you've made, the failures you've encountered, and the struggles you've faced are all part of your growth and learning. They do not take away from who you are at your core. In fact, your ability to rise from adversity, to learn from your experiences, and to continue moving forward only adds to your strength and resilience. Embracing your worth is about accepting yourself fully, including the parts of your past that you may have been ashamed of or regretful about. Every part of you contributes to the whole of who you are, and all of it is worthy of love and acceptance. The act of embracing your worth is not a one-time event, but a continual process. It's about nurturing the belief that you are valuable every day, regardless of circumstances or external factors. This belief will guide your decisions, the way you treat yourself, and the way you allow others to treat you. When you embrace your worth, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You make choices that reflect your value, whether that means pursuing your dreams, walking away from toxic situations, or treating yourself with the love and respect you have always deserved. Embracing your worth is not about becoming someone you are not. It's about realizing that you are already enough. You don't have to earn your worth, it is inherent in your very being. The world may not always affirm your value, but when you affirm it for yourself, everything else falls into place. You begin to attract people and opportunities that align with your belief in your own worth, and you step into a life that is filled with abundance, joy, and peace. Embracing your worth is the foundation of everything: your success, your relationships, and your inner peace. And once you fully accept your value, you unlock the potential to live a life of limitless possibility. Growth and transformation are not just abstract concepts, they are the very essence of our human experience. Life is a continuous journey of change, where every moment, every decision, and every encounter has the potential to shape who we are and who we become. Embracing growth means acknowledging that we are always evolving, that change is inevitable, and that the process of transformation is both a challenge and a blessing. It is through growth and transformation that we learn, develop resilience, and unlock our true potential. At the heart of growth lies the willingness to be uncomfortable. Transformation is rarely easy or immediate. It requires stepping outside of our comfort zones, challenging our assumptions, and confronting the parts of ourselves that may feel difficult or intimidating. The process of growth involves shedding old beliefs, patterns, and behaviors that no longer serve us. It requires us to break free from the limitations we've placed on ourselves and embrace new ways of thinking, acting, and being. This is often a painful process because it means confronting the unknown, the unfamiliar, and sometimes the parts of ourselves that we may have buried or ignored for years. Yet, it is through this discomfort that we experience the most profound change. One of the greatest challenges in growth is the fear of failure. Failure is often seen as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. But in reality, failure is an essential part of transformation. Every setback, every mistake, and every challenge offers valuable lessons that guide us toward our next level of development. When we learn to reframe failure as feedback, as an opportunity to grow and improve, we can begin to move through life with greater resilience and courage. Rather than avoiding failure, we must learn to embrace it as a teacher that helps us refine our skills, enhance our character, and clarify our vision. Growth and transformation also requires self-awareness. Without an understanding of who we truly are, our strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears, we cannot fully tap into our potential. Self-awareness allows us to identify the areas in our lives where we are stuck, where we are repeating patterns, and where we are resisting change. It enables us to see ourselves clearly without judgment and to take ownership of our actions and decisions. When we become aware of our habits and thought patterns, we can consciously choose to shift them. Self-awareness also fosters self-compassion, allowing us to be kind to ourselves during the inevitable growing pains that come with transformation. It reminds us that growth is not linear and that it's okay to stumble along the way. What matters is the willingness to keep going, to keep evolving, and to stay committed to the process. True transformation is not just about external success, it's about internal change. It's easy to focus on the tangible aspects of transformation, such as career advancement, financial success, or physical appearance. However, real growth occurs when we change on a deeper, more fundamental level. This internal transformation often manifests as a shift in our mindset, our values, or our perspective on life. As we grow, we may develop a greater sense of compassion, a clearer sense of purpose, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. We may find that we no longer prioritize material success over personal fulfillment, or that we begin to value relationships and experiences over possessions. True growth isn't measured by what we acquire, but by who we become in the process. Another critical element of growth and transformation is the importance of continuous learning. Life is constantly changing, and if we are to grow, we must be open to new information, new ideas, and new experiences. A commitment to lifelong learning allows us to stay adaptable, curious, and resilient. When we stop learning, we stagnate. But when we embrace the process of learning, whether through formal education, personal development, travel, or simply seeking out new perspectives, we create endless opportunities for transformation. Learning allows us to expand our horizons, challenge our assumptions, and grow into more fully realized versions of ourselves. Transformation also requires us to take responsibility for our lives. It's easy to blame external circumstances or other people for our struggles. But true growth comes when we recognize that we have the power to change our own lives. We may not always be able to control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. Taking responsibility for our thoughts, actions, and emotions means reclaiming our personal power and deciding that we will not remain passive in the face of challenges. It means choosing to act, to make decisions, and to create the life we desire, rather than allowing circumstances or other people to dictate our fate. Growth requires us to be active participants in our own transformation. As we embrace growth and transformation, it's also important to recognize the role of patience. Change doesn't happen overnight, and sometimes it can feel like we are making no progress at all. But every small step we take, every effort we make to shift our mindset, and every action we take toward our goals adds up over time. Transformation is a gradual process, and it requires persistence, perseverance, and faith in the process. The seeds of change are often invisible, lying dormant beneath the surface, but over time, they will sprout and grow into something beautiful. Patience allows us to trust in the process of transformation, even when we cannot see immediate results. Growth and transformation also involve letting go what no longer serves us. This can be one of the most difficult aspects of the process, especially when we have attachments to old patterns, people, or beliefs. However, in order to grow, we must be willing to release what is holding us back. This could mean letting go of toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, or self-destructive habits. Sometimes we may need to let go of past versions of ourselves, the ones that no longer align with who we are becoming. Letting go is an act of trust, a belief that by releasing the old, we make space for the new. It's not about rejecting the past, but about allowing ourselves to move forward, unburdened by the weight of things that no longer contribute to our growth. Throughout the journey of growth and transformation, we must also cultivate a deep sense of gratitude. It's easy to focus on what we don't have, what we still need to achieve, or how far we have to go. However, true transformation is rooted in the ability to appreciate where we are and how far we've come. Gratitude shifts our perspective from scarcity to abundance, from frustration to acceptance. It reminds us that every step, no matter how small, is progress, and that the journey itself is as valuable as the destination. Gratitude helps us stay grounded and connected to the present moment, allowing us to embrace all aspects of our growth. Growth and transformation are not about reaching a final destination, but about becoming more aligned with our truest selves. It's about continuously evolving into the person we were always meant to be, not by striving for perfection, but by embracing the process, learning from every experience, and allowing ourselves the space to change. Transformation is not an event, it's a way of life. It's about understanding that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, every setback is a lesson, and every moment is a chance to become more of who we are capable of being. Through growth, we realize that we are never truly done evolving. We are always in the process of becoming, always transforming into something greater, more whole, and more authentic. Consistency is the silent engine behind all significant achievements and lasting transformations. While talent, motivation, and inspiration often get the spotlight, it is consistency that truly powers progress. The ability to show up day after day, even when the initial excitement is waning, is what separates those who succeed from those who falter. Consistency is a testament to your commitment, a daily reminder that the small efforts you make add up over time, creating cumulative success. It's the practice of doing something, not just once or twice, but continually, until the results begin to speak for themselves. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, it's easy to overlook the power of consistency. We live in an era where everything seems to move at lightning speed. Information, opportunities, success stories, and even failures are magnified and accelerated. People often expect immediate results, expecting their efforts to yield fast returns. But true and lasting success doesn't operate on this fast-paced timeline. Growth, whether personal, professional, or otherwise, takes time. The process of mastery requires the steady application of effort, often without visible rewards in the short term. Consistency builds habits, and habits shape our reality. When we consistently practice something, it becomes a part of who we are. Take exercise, for example. If you work out once in a while, you might not see much change in your body or health. But if you commit to a regular exercise routine, day in and day out, over time you'll notice a shift in your physical appearance, energy levels, and overall well-being. This is because consistency does more than just produce results, it transforms the way we operate. Over time, the repeated action becomes less of a choice and more of an integral part of our identity. You don't just work out anymore, you become the type of person who values physical fitness. In any pursuit, whether it's writing, learning a new skill, or building a business, the consistency of effort often outweighs raw talent or initial enthusiasm. The beginner might have a burst of energy and passion, but without consistency, that energy fades. Talent alone won't carry someone through the inevitable challenges and setbacks that come with any meaningful pursuit. It's the person who commits to daily practice, who shows up even on days when the results aren't immediately visible, who ultimately reach the rewards of their persistence. Success rarely happens overnight. It's the product of continuous focused effort. Small, consistent steps accumulate into substantial progress over time. One of the most important aspects of consistency is its role in building discipline. Discipline is often misunderstood as sheer willpower or brute force, but it's much more about the ability to maintain a steady course of action even when the initial excitement fades or distractions arise. Discipline is cultivated through consistency. It's the commitment to keep doing what needs to be done, regardless of how we feel in the moment. When you make a habit of showing up and doing the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening, discipline strengthens. The more consistent you are, the more natural it becomes to stay on track, to push through challenges, and to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Consistency also builds trust in others, and perhaps more importantly, in yourself. When you are consistent in your actions, you demonstrate reliability and dependability. People begin to trust you because they know that you will follow through. This trust extends to yourself as well. The more you follow through on your own commitments, the more you begin to believe in your ability to achieve your goals. Trust is the foundation of self-confidence. And self-confidence is the fuel that keeps you moving when the going gets tough. When you commit to consistency, you create a track record of success, no matter how small the steps may seem. Each success, no matter how incremental, reinforces your belief that you can accomplish more. Consistency also promotes focus and clarity. When you focus on one task at a time and commit to doing it regularly, you eliminate the noise of distractions. You become less swayed by the whims of others, by trends, or by the latest distractions that might pull you away from your goal. Consistency helps you develop a laser-like focus on what truly matters. It's the act of repeatedly coming back to your goal, day in and day out, even when it feels tedious or repetitive. Over time, this consistent focus leads to deeper understanding, mastery, and a clearer path forward. Consistency helps you weather adversity. Life is full of obstacles, unexpected setbacks, failures, and challenges that test your resolve. When you are consistent, you develop the resilience to keep going in spite of these difficulties. The process of showing up consistently builds a kind of mental toughness. It teaches you that failure is not the end, but simply a part of the journey. A consistent mindset enables you to see failure not as a defeat, but as an opportunity for growth and learning. It helps you build resilience because you trust in the process, even when things aren't going as planned. This is what keeps you moving forward, even when progress seems slow or non-existent. Consistency also plays a vital role in creating momentum. In the beginning, it may feel like your efforts are not yielding immediate results. You might wonder if the time and energy you're investing are worth it. But momentum is a quiet force that builds up over time, often unnoticed. Just as a snowball gathers speed and size as it rolls down a hill, small consistent actions eventually compound, creating a powerful force of progress. Over time, as you consistently show up and take action, the cumulative effect becomes undeniable. The work you put in, however small it may seem in the moment, begins to pay off in ways that are both visible and significant. In any area of life, whether it's building a business, strengthening relationships, improving health, or mastering a craft, the importance of consistency cannot be overstated. In the beginning, the rewards of consistency may not be immediately obvious. You may question whether your efforts are making any difference at all. But every single consistent action contributes to your growth, your progress, and your eventual success. The key is to stay the course, even when results seem slow, and to trust that your consistent effort will eventually lead to the transformation you desire. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when the road is tough, and even when the results aren't immediate. It's about the willingness to keep going, even when you don't have all the answers. It's the small, persistent steps that eventually lead to greatness. By being consistent, you transform your own habits, build your discipline, and create a solid foundation for long-term success. Through consistency, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, and that, with time, effort, and patience, all things are possible. Consistency is the quiet force that drives all meaningful progress. It is the daily commitment to your dreams, the unspoken promise to yourself that no matter the obstacles, you will show up, do the work, and stay the course. It is not the bursts of motivation or sudden bursts of inspiration that yield the greatest results, but the steady, persistent actions that you take each and every day. Remember, success is not defined by the moments of grand achievement, but by the small, consistent steps that lead you there. The greatest transformations in life come from the willingness to remain faithful to the process, even when the end result is not yet in sight. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in today, for the consistency you bring to your pursuits, and for the resilience you build with each challenge you overcome. So as you step forward from this moment, commit to the power of consistency. No matter where you are, no matter how far you have to go, make the decision to take consistent action. In doing so, you will not only build the life you desire, but you will also shape the person you are becoming, the person who has the discipline, the strength, and the faith to turn dreams into reality. Keep showing up. Keep moving forward. Your breakthrough is closer than you think.